Chapter 17. Big Brother. Development character unlocked dangerous little wild grass. Affection system unlocked current character affection. Little wild grass. To oh she thinks you're ugly. When Li Muyang was leaving with the little girl, a system interface suddenly popped up in his field of vision. Li Muyang glanced back at the little girl beside him and thought to himself, her affection for me is actually to oh. No wonder my health bar turned red. But with affection levels in place, this is the Gao game Li Muyang knew and loved. With affection levels, one could strategize a targeted conquest. After taking the little girl back to his stilted building, Li Muyang rummaged through the house and found a somewhat worn-out piece of old clothing. The outfit was a size smaller, but with minor alterations, it would just about fit the little girl. The girl was filthy and vaguely smelled. Development naturally starts with washing and dressing up first, to transform her appearance, or at least not let her be so messy. Li Muyang heated a pot of water, then mixed the hot and cold water in a tub to prepare a bucket of lukewarm water, and said to the little girl beside him, "You take a bath first, change out of your clothes." Li Muyang put on a friendly smile, attempting to show his kindness to the little gear one. However, after he said this, Li Muyang saw the affection meter in the top right corner decrease once more. Little wild grass. For oh she wants to kill you. The sudden drop in affection left Li Muyang baffled. What's the deal with this bratty kid? I'm laying my heart out here, and you want to rip it out? These incredibly random drops in affection, but on the outside, the grubby little girl hesitated for a moment, then meekly and timidly nodded. Then she raised her hands, apparently ready to undress right there. Li Muyang was startled by her action and hurriedly waved his hand to stop her. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'll step outside, and then you can bathe. After saying that, he hurriedly ran out the door and left the little girl locked inside. At that moment, Li Muyang suddenly figured out why the little girl's affection toward him had decreased. This bratty girl didn't think he was going to watch her bathe, did she? At such a young age, how can she think so cunningly? You, with your skinny arms and legs, a little yellow-haired girl, both flat and short. I'm not into lollies. How could he harbor any thoughts towards you? Li Muyang sat at the entrance of the stilted building, listening to the sounds of bathing inside. His expression troubled. This little wild grass might seem obedient and compliant, but she's actually full of rebellious spirit, probably plotting when to stab Li Muyang. No wonder the system identifies her as a female led with the potential to develop into a major toxic plant so young, yet so profoundly scheming, capable of enduring humiliation to deceive others. At this moment, Li Muyang could only take a deep breath and exhale heavily, wondering if he should not keep this devious character. It was quite a while before a timid voice echoed from inside the room. "Big brother, I am done washing." Just from the sound, she seemed like a soft, cute, adorable younger sister, yet Li Muyang glanced at the affection meter in the top right corner. Little wild grass. 50. Wow. Her affection has dropped again. What on earth is this little rascal thinking all day? Li Muyang carefully pushed open the door and saw the little girl, now dressed in villager's clothes, timidly sitting on the edge of the bamboo bed, her wet hair draped over her shoulders, and her face, now clean, was flushed and slight like hubby. If this scene were a game CG, it would definitely make lolly fans scream in excitement. But unfortunately, Li Muyang wasn't into lolitas, so he had no untoward thoughts about this confused and obedient little girl. Just as Li Muyang was about to speak, the little girl suddenly said, "Big brother, what's your name?" The little girl asked timidly. The moment she asked this question, a system dialog box appeared in Li Muyang's view. My name is Leng aka. You can call me please. Enter your custom ID. After entering the custom ID, the character's appearance can be reshaped. The sudden appearance of the new options made Li Muyang blink. He could actually choose his own ID and customize the face. Did this mean the game was officially starting now? Curious, Li Muyang selected the second dialog box, and immediately his perspective changed. Initially, he was looking at the little girl from Leng Aqua's point of view, but after selecting the second option, his view swiftly moved around the room and finally focused on a man wearing southwestern tribal attire with an ugly facethed man's face bore a sleazy smile, and a black mole hair hung on the right side of his cheek, making him look even more repulsive. It was a face that instantly drew dislike. Damn, was the system-generated character this ugly? No way, he had to customize the face. Li Muyang, not being a game streamer aiming for humorous effects, Couldn't possibly play the game with such an ugly face.
He might not be shallow, but heck would not stand such an ugly game character.
Li Muyang began to boldly customize the face, continuously adjusting the gamma character's facial structure, features, and hair.
After spending a full hour, he finally crafted a face that was quite pleasing to the eye. In the room of the stilted building, the young man dressed in tribal attire had a refreshing smile, a sharp and spirited face, and a brilliant smile that revealed a row of white teeth. A short section of a ponytail that fell over his shoulder added an exotic charm. This face was modeled after Li Muyang himself, with features that were really 70% similar to his own, with added robustness and purity. At first glance, he indeed looked like a radiant and innocent tribal youth.
Seeing that the game character's face was also nearly done, Li Muyang then entered his ID.
Jiao Xiaozhu. My name is Jiao Xiaozhu.
Inside the stilted building, Li Muyang spoke out the new ID.
At the same time, he watched the little girl's face, wanting to see if she would react to his suddenly changed appearance. But evidently, the little girl showed no reaction to Li Muyang's suddenly handsome face, as if Li Muyang had always looked like this from the start. Jiao Xiaozhu, brother. The little girl murmured the name as if trying to remember it. On the surface, she showed no change.
However, in the upper right corner of Li Muyang's field of view, the character's favorite had now turned to little wild grass. Oh.
The little girl's health bar also changed from a hostile red to the pale yellow of a neutral creature. This little girl no longer had any hostility towards Li Muyang.
Li Muyang didn't believe that merely saying a name could increase the little girl's favorability by so much. So the sole reason for the favorability going from 5020 in a flash must be known. It was because Li Muyang had become handsome.
Damn, this little brat is shallow after all.
Same identity and situation, just a change of face, and her attitude shifted somewhat. Li Muyang, speechless, looked at the sweet and cute girl in front of him and couldn't help but smile wryly.
This little brat, quite interesting indeed.